just about ready to go. Getting the nod in this one, David Peterson.
Well, he's putting together a really nice season on the mound. ERA in the low threes. Very respectable when you consider guys are looking to do damage. They're not trying to just walk and hit singles. They're trying to hit homers and draw walks and score runs. So when you have a guy that can limit the other team from scoring more than a few runs, that's really tough to beat game in and game out.
That one missed. Got him looking. One gone here. Here's Mookie now. One down, base is empty. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Taylor sizes this one up. Nabs it. And there's two down. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Someone who makes things happen for them, in part with his legs, Hesung Kim.
Tops on the team in batting average, Boog. A guy who's showing off some excellent bat-to-ball ability when he digs in at the plate. You know, that's useful if your team needs to get an inning going, get a leadoff man on. But it's also incredible to have a guy like that in the lineup because he's a run producer who can drive in runs if you've got guys on base already. So he's a huge piece in this lineup.
Inside, and it's 2-1. 2 out, space is empty. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count is 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Dodgers go down quietly. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here at Citi Field. And today's starter, Tony Gonsolin. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
Well, coming into this game, hitters are batting under 250 against this starting pitcher. So it just shows you how effective he's been. He's been able to move his pitches around, add and subtract, change up the look so that hitters don't get too comfortable and start squaring up the baseball. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Just missed. And that's in for a strike.
We got full count.
Got him. One down.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Starling Marte up to hit. The 1-1 is fouled off. 1 out, base is empty. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
That misses. Ball 3. That's ball 4. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
Pete Alonso now, always a power threat. The polar bear hit his 200th career home run last season.
Yeah, and that home run came right here at Citi Field. He's the 4th fastest player in baseball history to reach 200 homers.
In there safely.
That's a ball. 2-2 now.
Puts it in the air out towards left center. Edman sizing this one up. Makes the grab, and that is that. Mets leave one. We played an inning. No score. Top of the second. Here's the veteran first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Outside, and that is ball 4. And that's their first base runner of the game.
Now a great back and forth in that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
Now Andy Pajes.
Ball, that's low.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Dave Lawrence behind the plate today. Consistent and pretty accurate with the balls and strikes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, Spook, that just keeps the game moving. Nothing overly unique about the strike zone that he calls, and as a result, he's appreciated by both sides.
He goes down looking.
Clearly looking out over the plate on that outer third, and that pitch finished right down the middle, just a little bit in, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
And here comes Tommy Edman. And that one is lifted in the air. And that'll fall for a base hit. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
When you flare a ball out behind second base, it's really a tough spot for anyone to get to. And you're never trying to do that as a hitter, but when you do, I tell you what, you're yelling at it the entire way to get down. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
2 on, 1 out. Hernandez now at the plate. 2 on, 1 out. And the count 1-2. Second inning here, no score. Stays alive.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
And a swing and a miss. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. And next for LA, Dalton Rushing. Just missed.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
First and second, 2 down. Here at the top of the second. Fouled off. He was late. And he deals. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Payoff pitch. Gets a piece and stays alive. 2 aboard, 2 outs. And that'll load the bases.
Didn't miss by much right there. Just couldn't get the call off the inside corner.
The second baseman,
Miguel Rojas at the plate.
Inside ball.
Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
Comes the 2-2. Got him! Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And stepping in for New York, Jeff McNeil. And down on strikes. That K is his third of the game.
Wow, that's a tough call for the hitter, but the pitcher will take that all day long. Not quite in the strike zone, but he found a spot that the umpire is going to, at least for now, allow him to get that call. So hitters are going to have to make an adjustment, but pitchers are going to learn from those things and really try to exploit them if they can.
So up next, Luis Torrens. The 1-1 is fouled off. Caught him looking for the K.
Batting 7. The right fielder.
So up next for New York, Jared Young. Gonsolin turns, fires. And a foul ball. Outside low, and that's ball 2. On the ground. Rojas throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So they make short work of him there. We head on now to the top of the third. No score. Top half of the third inning, and now here's the Dodgers designated hitter, Ha-Seong Kim. That one fouled off, 2-2. And that's in the dirt. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. There's a high chopper, and they put the tag on him for the out. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. And there's a ball. He swings and drives one out to deep left field. That's down. One hops off the wall. Makes the turn and heads for second. The relay throw. Not in time. It's a double.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Put a pretty good swing on that one as he drove it out to deep left. Didn't quite have the right combination of launch angle and exit velocity to get it over the fence, but you're never going to be disappointed with extra bases.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Just missed. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
He's making things difficult for himself right now out there on the mound, but you know, his confidence should still be high enough to get out of this, but he's going to have to buckle down right here.
First and second, 1 out. So now it's Freddie Freeman. 2 on, 1 out. And misses inside.
Good pitchers make pitches in big situations, and right here with a middle of the order hitter up, runner in scoring position, he's got to find a way to throw a quality strike.
The 3-1. Maybe a 2-ball. 5. They get the tag on him. Over to Alonso for the inning-ending double play. 1 left for LA, and we are still scoreless. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the inning. And stepping in for New York, Tyrone Taylor. Gonsolin fires. Swing and a miss. And a count 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just missed. And it remains 2 and 2. just struck him out. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Here's the third baseman, Brett Beatty. This one in the air. Rojas drops into the glove, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
And now it's Frankie Lindor. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list.
Yeah, we go beyond just fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have a range and close holes that are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. Still tied at 0, last of the 3rd. And they'll do it again.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single
Betts whips it to first. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. So they go quietly there. 3 innings complete. We're tied, 0-0. Back here in Queens, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Andy Pajes. Right through there for a strike. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Well, that's pretty much the dream 2-strike curveball. If you're the pitcher, hard downward break at the very end that just dips below the swing path. And they say pitchers want to try to bounce that pitch right on top of the plate. So that was exactly what he was looking for on the mound.
Tommy Edman at the plate.
Ball, that's out.
And that's in for a strike. 4th inning underway, no score. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Make it 7 strikeouts for him.
Just absolutely rolling on the mound. He's looking very much on his game in the early parts of this one, Boo. Fully on the attack with these hitters.
That's 7 strikeouts already, so he's got a good pace going, no doubt. Here's Kike Hernandez. That one catches the corner for a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
The 1-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. Still no score. Bottom of the 4th, here's Starling Marte.
The second baseman, Starling Marte.
The 1-1. Next offering is outside.
Well, these Mets just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
Rojas with the throw to first. Marte retired.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Juan Soto.
Juan Soto now. Strike two. Swings and misses. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
Boog, if you can set up a good 2-strike splitter with a fastball on the previous pitch, it's going to be so tough to recognize and adjust your swing to get a piece of it. Clearly had him reaching for it right there.
The next pitch misses, and that's ball 2. The Mets hitless so far in the game. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
2-2 the count.
That's outside. 3-2 now. This ball's chopped on the ground. Grabs it barehanded to first. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
With 2 outs, you just want to find a way to keep the line moving for the next guy. So an infield single right there does the job. Nicely done, just putting it in play and getting down to first to keep this inning alive. You never know what might come next as a result.
Jeff McNeil stands in. Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. Hernandez drop step going back. Gone. That'll fire up the dugout. 3rd home run of the season, and they grab the lead. It's 2-0.
That fastball was out of the zone, and he still drove it out. Those swings leave pitchers scratching their heads. High fastballs, especially with good velocity, can be really hard to catch up to. But he stays tall, his top hand works extremely well, and he absolutely clobbered it.
Luis Torrens digs in now. The 1-1 is cut on and missed at a pitch upstairs.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
Outside, that's a ball.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out at a splitter. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. It's now a 2-0 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Ready now for the 5th inning, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Dalton Rushing.
So after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Action in the pen down there. Kodai Senga appears to be getting loose. Garrett also getting ready. Fouls it off. Still 1-2.
Well, on paper, it's favorable to have a fairly quick inning here with 2 of the 3 hitters he's set to face batting from the left side, same side he throws from.
In the dirt, and now it's 3-2.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
The batter, the second baseman.
Here's the second baseman, Miguel Rojas. And that's downstairs. And it's 2-1. The Mets up by 2 And we're at the top of the 5th. Just off the inside edge.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Swing and a ground ball and foul ball. Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts.
Well, right now he's in cruise control, autopilot, just dominating these hitters. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a fun at bat. And all of a sudden, you become in awe of this guy on the mound. Somebody's got to break this thing up. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Got to put a ball in play.
Back to the top of the lineup. And stepping in is the speedy Hesung Kim. In there at the knees. And the count 1-2. Two down, nobody on. Way inside.
Looking sharp, just a strike away from 5 shutout innings.
Here's a 2-2. Good eye right there. Mookie Betts up next for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he strikes out the side for the 3rd time today. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. It's the Mets 2 and the Dodgers nothing. And we're back. Now it's the right fielder, Jared Young.
Love it here at Citi Field. You know, it replaced Old Shea Stadium back in 2009, and Chipper Jones was really sad to see it go. It's actually the 3rd home of the Mets since they started out at the Polo Grounds for 2 seasons before Shea was finished.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 8.
It's almost like he's telling the guys in the bullpen, stand down, I got this.
Now batting.
And next for the Mets, Tyrone Taylor.
Boog, this guy's just a tremendously talented center fielder. Gold Glove caliber type out there. Offensively, he can do some things, but also has some streakiness as well. I think the key is just trying to find a way for him to be consistent day in and day out. He saves runs in the outfield, so that's going to buy him more time to work things out at the dish.
So up next for New York, Brett Beatty. Next offering is fouled back. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he strikes out the side in the 5th. Down in order go the Mets as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. Kodai Senga will take over here.
He's throwing the ball very well overall this season. He's been really tough to get to. You see that ERA, and that's where you love to be.
And now it's Mookie Betts. Sing, you talk about a guy that has all the skills. The range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and he makes all the plays. And Mookie takes.
And because of that big power arm, he's able to play a little bit deeper, make throws from the outfield grass all the way across the diamond, and still get a pretty good runner. That's impressive.
And a swing and a miss. Swing and a ball drilled in the air towards right center field. Young makes the grab, 1 down.
Now batting, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
And now Teoscar Hernandez. That clips the corner.
Well, in this one, the offense has sputtered. Somebody's got to find a way to get on, keep the line moving, and manufacture at least 1 run. Then maybe you get 2 or 3.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Next offering is down low. Two down, nobody on, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now.
Kelly just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Not close with that one, and the count's full. Andy Pajes waiting to bat for the Dodgers. Line drive, base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
Now batting, the left fielder, Andy Pajes.
Here's the left fielder, Andy Pajes. His splits between April and May there. Just missed. Freeman leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Swing and a miss. And the count's even at 2.
2 strikes.
Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. And that is a foul ball.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. So 1 hit is all they get. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Mets 2 and the Dodgers nothing.
Now pitching for
back down for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Shohei Ohtani.
And he comes on here for the first time this season, and I'm sure there's some nerves involved in that, so we'll see how he settles in.
Here's Francisco Lindor.
Well, both sides equally as strong, so not a good time to try to turn him around with a relief pitcher and put him on the other side of the plate.
Ball 2.
Well, these Mets really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
Now batting, second baseman.
Now here is Starling Marte. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Ball 2.
Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Alex Vesia looks to be getting ready for manager Dave Roberts. Garcia, the right-hander, also getting loose. One down, base is empty. That one catches the zone. That is strike 2.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Coming out of the bullpen and throwing BBs.
Chance to strike out the side now. You talk about the benefits, the advantages of relievers who can come in and get the swing and miss, whether it's inherited runners or maybe a little jam that they get into themselves. Knowing that they can miss the bat, tell you what, that's huge and can change the ball game.
And that's outside, and it's 2-1. To the right side, and it goes just foul. Swings through it for the K. And he strikes out the side here in the 6th. Mets go down quickly, but they hold a 2-0 lead.
Now pitching for the
Welcome
Mets.
back. We're in the 7th. We have a new
Number
pitcher on the
55.
mound. Ryan Stanek.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Here's a switch hitter, Tommy Edman.
Center fielder, number 25, Tommy Edman.
Next offering away upstairs.
You know, these Dodgers finding ways to get on base, but they still need help driving them home. They've had their chances with runners in scoring position, but nobody's been able to deliver a big hit in those situations.
Right side. Into the outfield, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single. And Kike Hernandez at the plate. On the ground to the left. And that's just foul.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Tying run at the plate. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Dalton rushing, getting ready to hit. The tying run at the plate. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side. Almost got him.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
With the tying run at the plate, here in the top half of inning number 7. And the tying run is on base.
Pretty much the last thing you want from your bullpen arms are free passes, especially in spots like this. Make the team earn their way on.
And here comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Ryan Stanek is done, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
Reed Garrett on the pitch out of the pen here.
Number 75.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect the tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Miguel Rojas steps to the plate for the Dodgers.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
That one misses. 2-1.
It's a big opportunity right here, but I love the way he's slowing the game down. He's shrinking his zone, making sure he gets the pitch that he wants to hit.
Clips the corner, and it's 2-2.
That splitty's a pretty nasty pitch. Explodes out of the hand, looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
In the air, right side. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only one away.
Now just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. Now that sets up a huge at bat in this ball game.
So digging in, Hye-Sung Kim. So the tying run at second. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Man, it's so frustrating. You got a couple of runners on. You want to try to drive in at least one run. Maybe you get a little too big with the swing. Pops out right there, and I tell you what, nobody's more frustrated with that at-bat than him.
Mookie Betts digging in a huge spot. Big spot. 2 out. Both the tying and go-ahead runs are aboard. Next offering is in for a strike.
1 ball.
Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets, Edwin Diaz, the anchor of the staff, is getting ready to close this one out. Kranick getting loose as well. Skips in, and excellent work to corral that one. Could have been dangerous. Turns and fires to Betts. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
2 outs. Off the mark there, and the count's full.
Bases loaded here. If he walks them, probably not the worst thing, because the alternative could be a grand slam.
That's out to center field. And that's the 3rd out. And the Dodgers leave them loaded. They trail things here 2-0. Back here at Citi Field. And here is Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Line to second, snagged on the bounce, and they get the out.
The left fielder, number 1, Jeff McNeil.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. His homer earlier is responsible for the only runs they've scored in this one.
Yeah, forget small ball. They're kind of living and dying by the long ball so far in this one.
And that's in there at the knees.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out. He's notched 4 strikeouts now.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Ground ball left side and foul ball.
Been a solid inning so far in relief. Getting them through this inning only down 2 could give their lineup a real opportunity to just grind their way back into this game with the few outs that they have left.
Pajes makes the play, and that is that.
Now pitching for the
New
Mets.
pitcher now, Max Kranick.
Number 32.
And as relievers go, he's not a big strikeout guy. He tries to force weak contact, so command and execution are huge for him.
Teoscar Hernandez now at the plate. And strike 2.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I'll tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they creeping into my mind right now.
Got him swinging.
Just a mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it, and I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But, you know, it happens.
Here is Freddie Freeman. The next offering misses. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a ball drilled center field. Taylor sizes this one up. Out number 2.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
The left fielder, number 24.
Now it's going to be Andy Pajes. Now a check swing at the 1-1. Look down to first, and he went around, says Ricky Holiday. 2 down, nobody on. Fights it off. He'll see another.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the 8th. One more out, and they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the 9th with at least a 2-run lead.
And that's downstairs and outside.
Really good slider. He's up there just hoping that it ends up off the plate away.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Dodgers down in order. And they're down 2-0.
Now pitching for
Back
Los
now,
Angeles.
new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom 51. Of the 8th. Alex Vesia.
He's got some of the best swing and miss stuff going right now. He's striking out hitters at a very high rate this year, so this should be fun to watch.
And stepping in for New York, Jared Young.
The right fielder, Jared Young.
Got him. 1 out.
Man, I really like the ability to bounce back right there
Now
after
batting,
not getting
the
a call.
center
He
fielder,
probably should have gotten
Tyler.
it. Didn't let it affect his focus. And he came back with another good pitch to get him swinging.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Hernandez ranging after it. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 down.
Man, Boog, I love watching an outfielder take on the wall to make that play, and it's a lot easier to watch from up here because that can be painful in the end. You know the wall's coming up on you quickly, so you have to maintain concentration and able to make that catch and hold on to it after contact.
And that one is downstairs. And a count 2-1. The Dodgers bullpen with some action. Lou Trevino looks to be getting ready for manager Dave Roberts. Pitch misses, and that's ball 3. Francisco Lindor waiting to hit for the Mets. And it's fouled away. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Nothing doing for the Mets. They're up 2-0.
Now pitching for the Mets, number 39, Edwin Diaz.
Back here in Queens, we go to the 9th, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Tommy Edman. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball 2.
It's getting squeezed a little bit here late.
Swings through that. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Got him looking. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, that right there is what you want to see out of your closer. Come in and close the door, cancel any hope that that opponent has in making some type of comeback in the ball game. Tell you what, that helps him settle in, and that helps everybody else relax a little bit to get these other 2 outs. One down, base is empty. Swing and a foul out of play.
got him swinging for the strikeout. And they're down to their last out.
Well, it's kind of tough right here. Closer comes in and he strikes out the first two hitters. It's hard not to feel defeated and that this is going to go quickly. But you got to go up there, maybe trying to find a way to choke up on the bat, spread out, put the ball in play, and maybe you can extend this inning.
Next offering upstairs.
2-1.
Swing and a high fly ball deep left field, raging back towards the wall, and that one is off the wall into second, and he's got a double.
Well, I'm not saying that play was easy, but it was harder than it needed to be thanks to the bad jump. Those small moments can be costly.
Now it's the second baseman, Miguel Rojas. In the dirt, blocked. Tying run at the plate. Too low, and it's ball 3.
Big pitch coming right here. Last thing he wants to do is put the tying run on base, but he can't groove one either.
And a 3-1 on the way. So now 2 on and 2 outs.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted at first base with a quick free pass.
First and second, 2 outs. Hesung Kim steps to the plate for the Dodgers. With the go-ahead run at the plate here at the top of the 9th. That one hammered but pulled foul. One strike away. Hit to right, and that ought to do it. He puts it away, and that'll do it. The Mets claim the win here behind some great pitching and defense.
Well, this was a total team effort, using 6 pitchers in this ball game to get the win. Outstanding job of passing the baton. The next pitcher stepping up and getting it done. You got to give them a lot of credit because this is not easy to do. We'll see how it affects them over the next couple of days.